Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to our June Intuitive Energy Forecast. My name's Lisa Lyle. This is my channel here on YouTube, and my space on social media, Facebook, anyways, is Wisdom of the Heart, and my website is www.lisalyle.com. So welcome. For those of you who are new to me and this channel, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And to those who have been hanging out with me for a while, thanks for coming back. It's been quite some time, a hot minute or two, since we last connected. I didn't share any intuitive guidance for the month of May. I wasn't guided to, so I just trusted that and focused on self-care. And June, I've received strong guidance to begin to share again. And we are in a really critical turning point in time. And so if you are connected with me and these messages at any point in time, whenever you connect with them, you are definitely here as a seed of change. And one thing I should also mention is these messages are timeless. So it doesn't matter if you're connecting with them actually in June 2020 or say June 2026. I trust that whenever you connect with them, you will receive something that speaks directly to your beautiful heart and soul, and that you will feel loved and supported. So we have a lot going on this month, and I'm really guided to speak about what is taking place in our skies, because it's really through our connection, again, through planetary cycles that really supports the opening of our inner eye. So coming up on June 5th, on Friday, we have a full moon partial eclipse. And this moon in native cultures, indigenous cultures around the world, has been referred to as the strawberry moon, the rose moon, and the honey moon. That's kind of sweet, the honeymoon. Every time I say that, I giggle. And what I really feel with this moon is it's really supporting and nurturing the divine feminine energy. And there's a connection with this June 5th moon and then the July 5th full moon that we have, which is known as the buck or the stag moon, thunder moon, and hay moon. So where this moon here in June is very feminine, and this really sets us up for the energy of this month as we move towards the solstice and Cancer season. This is really about the inner journey and our ability to nurture ourselves, through really rather unsettling times. And you can't see here, but the leaves on the trees are blowing like crazy because the wind has been blowing like crazy for days. And these are changing times. Clear your throat, because there is a call for a lot of us to find our voice and to use our voice to uplift others, to support the elevation of others, and to support our anchoring of the seeds of truth that we came here to plant and then nurture and then sow the rewards, the abundance from the abundance that is our collective birthright. So on June 21st, the solstice, we have a new moon in Cancer and a solar eclipse. And again, Cancer is a feminine sign. Cancer is ruled by the moon. I feel like we are here to uncover a lot of deception, and the moon has been used for probably a couple thousand years, if not more. I'm not going to go too much into it, but the moon has been used to deceive the children of the earth. And we are being called back to the old ways of the moon, the ancient moon, when really the children of the earth, the brothers and sisters on earth, worked in, moved through life in accordance to the rhythms and cycles of the moon, as well as the seasons here on earth. So this is a big month, and that's just about the moon. On top of these eclipses, on top of being in the midst of eclipse season, our second this year, because we had some in January, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We currently have 6 planets retrograde. And on June 18th, Mercury is going to be joining the retrograde train. So I'm just going to share with you, because I was guided to look into this, like what planets are retrograde, and then to intuitively bring through a couple of words for each, and what this retrograde period is really supporting, the shift, the transition, the retrograde is supporting each of us, divine souls, to supporting our growth. So we'll come back to Mercury because it's not yet retrograde, but Venus has been retrograde since May 13th. And Venus is the planet of love. And so what Venus retrograde is really trying to show to us and teach us is about the energy of unconditional love. Because we have been confused as human souls. We've been often confused about love and what love looked like, what love felt like. And many of us were taught conditional love and not really unconditional love. So what Venus retrograde wants for all of us is to move into acceptance of unconditional love, of self, and so that we can receive the essence, the energy of unconditional love from others, and we can share the energy of unconditional love with others. First, we must offer it to ourselves. The next planet that we have retrograde, and Venus will be going direct on June 25th, so right after the solstice. The next planet we have retrograde right now is Jupiter, and Jupiter's been retrograde since May 14th, and Jupiter is about our belief systems. Jupiter is that, it's really about our belief systems and the things that we hold dear. And so with Jupiter retrograde, we are being asked to, we're being asked to reflect upon what our beliefs are. How have our beliefs been developed? Where did they come from? And we are being asked to move into our core of truth. Again, I keep putting my hand here because it's really, this journey is about the journey of the heart. This is the true compass that beats within us, and this is the compass we are called to follow in human form in this lifetime. Not the head. The heart guides the head. The head doesn't have dominion or domain over the heart. The heart is the motherboard, if you will. So Jupiter is asking us to reflect on our belief systems, where they came from. Do they really align with our understanding of truth, with the truth that resides within us? Next, we have Saturn, and Saturn's an interesting one because I see Saturn as a box, which has really kept us confined and limited in our relationships, in the work that we do, and our responsibility, our personal responsibility. And so with Saturn retrograde, so it went retrograde on May 11th and will go direct, Jupiter goes direct September 13th, and Saturn goes direct September 29th. With Saturn retrograde, we are being asked again to reflect on our interpersonal relationships, our personal relationship with ourselves, the work that we do. Is it fulfilling? Is this truly what we came here to do? And what is our personal responsibility? Because many of us feel responsible for a lot of things, yet ultimately, what are we truly responsible for? So with Saturn retrograde, this is a time of restructuring. We are reconfiguring and restructuring. And remember I said that Saturn is like this box. It's like this, I almost want to say like this controlled box that we have been manipulated into. We are being asked to move away from that box and reconfigure and restructure our own foundations through our physical experience, through our physical vessel. Then we have Uranus retrograde since January 11th and goes direct August 15th. So this summer, this solstice season is going to be one of, a refinement. It's really about stepping onto your personal path of mastery, because this is really about you and what you're here for. And we have to take our focus off of what is being projected as the narrative into the collective, and we have to come home to our hearts, home to our inner compass, turn off the box, and get clarify on the inside. So Uranus is about freedom, our freedom within. What I'm hearing, it's about our sovereignty, and Uranus is asking us to focus at this time on our personal sovereignty and to really get comfortable living from that focused space, living from that space of being a sovereign being of light, self-governed, right? Self-governed as through our eternal connection to source. We also have Neptune retrograde since January 23rd. Neptune doesn't go direct until November 29th, so we still have quite some time, almost the end of the year with Neptune retrograde. And Neptune's about our spiritual essence, who we truly are. It's about the spiritual journey. And so Neptune is asking us at this time, what is your vision? What is your vision for your life, for all life upon Mother Earth, and what is your sacred path of service to humanity? And so this June is very much for all of us this month of inner reflection. And in fact, the whole summer is. Some of us are going to shift, though, after the solstice into a more, I want to say, outward projection, not projection, an outward expression. So really, who are you? How do you nurture your spiritual essence? What are your daily practices? This is a great month for making changes with respect to dietary habits, with respect to any addiction energy that you are holding on to. Get your body moving. Allow your body to rest and really be still. Meditation and reflection and prayer. Really come home to, reestablish your connection to your soul's essence. And then finally, we have Pluto, that far out there planet. And Pluto really speaks to us about change. Change is constant. As long as since the last time that we connected, which was probably, 5 or 6 weeks ago, so much has changed. Not just our hair, but so much has changed for us personally, probably within our homes, as well as, again, the collective, the world stage, if you will. And so Pluto is wanting us to, again, surrender into the truth that life in human form and even beyond human form is this constant evolution through change. And Pluto, which will be going direct on October 4th, wants us to transform our life in the here and now, and to transform our life so that it's more aligned with truth, unconditional love, restructuring our beliefs and values based on what feels right in our sovereign experience, to shift our focus from the world stage to the inner landscape and what's going on there. Are we holding on? Are we resisting? And envision, like at the beginning of this year, it was all like 2020 vision. Well, yeah, it's 2020 vision, and it's actually 2020 division, because there's so much polarized energy and there's so much deception right in front of our eyes. Yet because of a lifetime or excuse me, I think I'm saying something there. Because of a lifetime or lifetimes of being conditioned through deception, now it's time for us to wipe the sleep from our eyes, to dive deep into our heart, and likely far below into the emotions and the creative centers and I'm talking about the solar plexus and the sacral and the root chakra. Everyone's like, oh, there's so many people that, oh, my heart's so open. That's a beautiful thing. Use that open heart, self-direct your healing journey so that you can go down deeper into your physicality to heal, truly heal once and for all. No longer being restricted by a belief system that doesn't align with the truth that you know and feel in your experience. So then we have Mercury. On the 18th, Mercury will be joining this retrograde, and Mercury will go direct on the 12th of July. So Mercury is that big, slow-moving planet of communication. How are you communicating to yourself? How are you communicating to others? Are you communicating through your heart? And there is, like I said, there's this big call. All of us are called to get that throat chakra open and to allow the light language, the words of your heart to flow through. And in order to do that in a really effective way, we must do our own inner work. And so again, Mercury is calling us to communicate non-violently, to communicate truth in a peaceful, balanced, and stable way, not to incite certain feelings. And this is what we see that goes on within the deception realm. There's this incite them, fire them up, get them worked up. And, that is not the way of change. That is not the way of change. The peaceful warrior, the spiritual warrior knows the path of change is through peace. The peace and to effectively, when we look at the change makers who have been who have incarnated through not necessarily our lifetime, but through this planetary realm, the most effective change makers, way showers, were those who walked the peaceful path and spoke from their heart. They didn't incite and rile the people up with violence and this kind of stuff. This is not the way forward. This is not the way forward. And many of you who tune in and resonate with the messages I share are here for a greater purpose, a higher calling. You are empathetic. You are empaths. And so you're feeling everything. And so many of you may have been feeling quite unstable and out of balance recently. And it's up to you to bring yourself back into that alignment. Mercury retrograde is always a perfect time for us to each go into our inner cave, right? To go into that. And it's really funny because it goes retrograde on June 18th when we're still in Gemini season. Mercury is the ruler of Gemini and Virgo. And Mercury comes out, goes direct in the sign of Cancer, which is that mother energy, that nurturer. So during this time, especially this one, I feel this one's really important. During this particular Mercury retrograde, you are well advised and you will be well served to take that time and go on that journey within. What are your needs? What do you need? How are you feeling? Where are you holding on to tension? Where are you holding on to? Where do you feel rigid and hard and stuck in your physical body? And work with nature. Work with nature. Get out there and, hug a tree, plant your feet on the grass, rest in a hammock or rest on the earth and just allow yourself to receive the love and support that is here for you. When Mercury's retrograde, I also find it's a very great time to journal and write. Write about what's coming up for you, what you're feeling, what you're feeling, with respect to what you're seeing, and also take some time to focus on what you're grateful for. The blessings that are already a part of your experience, the good things that are already here in your life. And I would strongly suggest that we place more emphasis and focus on those good things. And I'm not at all saying to sweep anything under the rug. Those who know me or who have worked with me know I am an excellent shadow worker. That's where I do my best work. Yet we can get caught up in that. And yet it's really important that when we are called to, we do that shadow work, and we have a look at what's there for us to see, and we may be hiding in the shadows, and we clear that. We clear the way for more light, more integrity, more alignment in our experience. So, before I go any further, I'm going to pull some cards. That was a lot, but I really felt like I was guided to make these notes. So I really felt that this is a big part of the message that they wanted me to share in June. I will be doing recordings this week for the sun signs. So for each of the sun signs, there will be messages uploaded in the next week for your sign. I will share them on my social media platforms as well. So please do have a look back and see for more personalized guidance for you for the month of June. I'm also guided to offer for the month of June some chakra support, because this month is really about our physicality, and many of us are going to be feeling, because there's so much going on. The Schumann resonance, which is basically the heartbeat of the earth, is off the charts and has been spiking off the charts and whiting out for weeks now. I believe, I don't know for sure, I feel like there's been a solar flare in the last 72 hours or so, and I feel like these heavy winds that we have been having in my part of the world, I'm in Ontario, Canada, I feel like it's a geomagnetic storm basically hitting us. So our bodies are feeling it, and some of us are feeling and we change throughout the day. We change minute to minute. We may have like these great bursts of energy, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my goodness, I need a nap, or I need to take a nap. So listen to what your body's feeling and trust it. Anyways, I've been guided to offer some chakra support for the month of June. They had me call it Tune In and Tune Up, and along with some messages just for you. So if that's something that you're interested in, that is going to be available for the month of June, or maybe until, I'm not sure if the entire month, but for sure for the first 3 weeks of June. That's going to be available for $77.77. And I will post a link in the comments below on social media. For whatever reason, I'm not allowed to do that on YouTube yet. So if that's something that you're interested in, send me a DM, or you can connect with me through email, PayPal. It's just basically to my PayPal, lisalyle.me, and you can send that exchange in for that service. And I will be working on those daily as they come in. So it would be a great honor and privilege to work with you this month if you feel so called to work with me. So let's move on to some card pulling here.
I'm going to hang out with you.
Okay. See you, sweetie. I love you too. So what I'm going to do, I'm working with some cards. Of course I'm working with some cards, but I'm working with some decks. It was funny because I've been doing some readings for people today before this, and I was guided to some different decks that I don't really generally use, and they're rather new to me, like within the last year. And they are the Moonology Oracle deck, Queen of the Moon Oracle, and the Archangel Animal Oracle. And I feel like a big part of what we are here to do at this time is to restore integrity to systems that have been hijacked upon this planetary realm. And so if you don't have any idea of what I'm saying, then maybe that's not your work. Some of you are going to understand what I say about symbols and systems being hijacked. And I believe the moon is one of them. And I'm not going to get into a whole conspiracy theory. I'm not going to get into a whole truth talk about the moon. I am, though, going to say I have been called strongly guided recently to go back to the ways of the old moon, ancient days, and the remembering that's coming up, the days when we walked freely as medicine people upon this earth in alignment with the rhythms and cycles of the moon as well as nature. So let's just see here what's going to come up. And this is just, I'm just going to look at the card and see intuitively what's coming through. I am going to share guidebook messages for the Archangel Animal deck because I really feel I've been guided to focus on reestablishing my strong connection with the angelic realms. Oh my gosh. You guys are not going to believe this. It doesn't get any better than this. New moon, eclipse. Expect powerful change. This is exactly what we have coming on the solstice. I'm serious, folks. This is a month to get clear on. This is a month of refinement of your personal practices, your spiritual practices, your exercise, your dietary habits and practices. It's also, I feel that it's also a good time for a cleanse or a detox. We've been working here with this a lot, detoxidine, and this is really supportive of the thyroid. So again, maybe that's for another video, but this does not get any better. This amplifies everything that I have already brought through and shared, is that this is a powerful time. And there are powerful changes right here on our doorstep, right here on our shore. And we are asked to really make sure that we are okay, that we are doing okay, so that we are not overcome by the powerful changes that are coming through, these powerful winds of change. That is beautiful. I couldn't have planned that better if I staged it. That is really, I don't even feel they're saying that's enough from that deck. Like, what more are you looking for, Lisa? So that's that. And then this, I don't know, again, it's the other moon deck. I think that one was Moonology, and this might be the, what is it called? The Queen of the Moon Oracle. Like, I don't even think I've used this card. What do you think? The card says, OMG. Okay, so we got to go back here, folks. So this is change. You can't make this stuff up. Okay? The change, I feel that's coming. This looks like, the winds of change are blowing through. But the change I feel is coming is the change through the heart, the energy of unconditional love sweeping across the planet. This says the thunder moon. The thunder moon. That's the July 5th moon I was talking about. Big changes, big changes. So we have the eclipse, the solstice, expect powerful change. Right on its heels, change with the thunder moon. Be prepared. Prepare yourself. And that doesn't mean like hoarding things and, building a bunker or anything like that. It means mind, body, and spirit. How are you caring for yourself? What are your practices? How do you celebrate yourself? How do you honor yourself? This is about your spiritual path. This is a spiritual change that is coming. And there are many, many, many beautiful souls planet-wide who have been working and who have been working to be the change for lifetimes and for decades in this lifetime. And now is the time. So I'm going to take one more card from this deck. They're actually encouraging me to, but I mean, honestly, that just fell out. That fell out. But these are, 2 moons. This isn't the full moon. This full moon that we have coming up on the 5th of June, this is preparation. This is a moving into that mother essence, that real fluidity, nurturing, gentleness, softly, gently rowing our boat. I sang that yesterday. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. This moon coming up on Friday is about the gentle. This is so funny because this came up in a reading I just did earlier. And confirmation of this is a month where the physical body is going to feel it, especially if you're an empath, especially if you're someone here who feels strongly connected to the earth and you've been here doing planetary grid work through your connection to the earth. We're feeling it, and our physical body is feeling it, which is why, and when I was guided to price the exchange for this offering, this is the number that they gave me, and everything's coming up 7s, and 7 has always felt to me really about our spiritual essence, a high vibe spiritual number. And when we look at just the basics of our physicality, we talk about the 7 chakras, right? This is about our body. And this card is Blue Moon, the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. Expect powerful change and expect the unexpected. And I hear expect miracles. Expect miracles. And, everything grows through our connection with others. And we're at a point where the hidden hand, the deceptive energy, is really trying to separate us from our fellows, our brothers and sisters, separate humans from the touch that we so deeply need and desire. This is a need, and it's like, oh, you stay over there in that square and you go over there in that square. Nonsense. Hug your neighbor, hug your family. I mean, of course, as long as they're open to it, because, now it's because we cannot know how someone else is feeling. And it's not for us to impose our knowing or our will on another. This is about that gentleness. And this is speaking about connecting with your soul family, your soul tribe, your heart, nature. And for those that are able to get together with, like-minded souls, like-hearted souls, then to do that. And through these connections, we can expect the unexpected and miracles. Miracles abound. Okay. Wow. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really get better than that, right? So finally, we're going to pull, what are they saying? 2 Archangel Animal cards, and I'm going to read the guidebook. I'll intuit whatever comes through, and then I'm going to go to the guidebook because I feel, as I mentioned, I have been guided to really reestablish my strong connection with the angelic realms, and in particular with the archangels, mostly Michael, Metatron, and Raphael. And so I feel like they guided me to this deck of cards today because I always feel strongly connected to the animals, but they guided me, Wow. They guided me to this deck of cards to not only, this is, you guys, any guesses on what the animals are? It's like, honestly, you can't make this stuff up. The wolf and the sheep. I saw the sheep first, so I'm going to talk about that. So what I'm feeling when I connect with this, so sheep are very gentle, they're cute and cuddly. And part of what I'm hearing right now is don't allow yourself to be led blindly to slaughter. I know that sounds like harsh. And yet, is it the lion, the lamb that laid with the lion, or the sheep that laid with the lion? What I'm hearing and feeling is that through the path of gentleness, we awaken to our divine truth. And I'm really feeling solar plexus chakra here, heart chakra, and throat chakra. And it says, act with fortitude and cooperation. And I'm even feeling that fortitude and cooperation is really with respect to your inner compass, your heart, and the guidance you're receiving. Are you acting in accordance with the guidance you're receiving? Are you trusting your inner compass and the guidance you're receiving, or are you casting it aside and turning a blind eye? Because this is really a time where I want to say the sheep are waking up. No longer are we going to sit back or sit down and allow another outside of us to determine what is right and true for us. Because we are sovereign beings of light. We are sovereign beings of creation, eternally connected to source. And we didn't come here to be led by lies through this lifetime. We came to wake up and open our inner eyes. The angels here are archangels Gabriel and Hope. And Gabriel, I believe, is the one with the trumpet and heralds, new beginnings and celebrating who we are. It's funny, Hope. Oh, I have a rock over there that was gifted to me that has Hope painted on it. So don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. And certainly do not give up on humanity. Because if you're just there watching the black box, you are not getting a complete or an honest picture of what is really taking place here now. Wolf, I got this in the reading I did earlier today too. And it's Archangel Zariel. Be independent, yet work together. So we are here. We all have a big team. My team and community and soul family encompasses all around the globe. And yours does too. And yet it is independent in our own life, in our daily experience, in our homes, in our daily practices, in our ceremony. We are doing it on our own. And when it comes to changes that we are called to make in our life and our experience, nobody can do those things for us. We are the change, and we offering you chakra support, tune in and tune up, as well as intuitive messages that come through for you for $77.77. And a link will be found on my social media platforms. And if I will leave the link below here on YouTube in the description, and you can just copy that and paste it into your browser with a /77.77, and that way we can get set up. Again, thank you so much for your love and support. Thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe and check back at this channel this week for your monthly forecast by the sun sign. So until next time, everyone, please take good care of yourself. I see you, I feel you, I love you, and I deeply honor and respect the path that you have chosen to come here and walk at this time. Such an honor and privilege to see and be in the presence of your sweet light divine. Until next time, take good care. Don't forget to shine.